Yeah. Right. Welcome to our channel, Magic with the Minions. Tonight we're going to be unboxing and opening up a Lost Caverns of Ixalan bundle box. I have my wife doing another one here. So we're going to be taking turns back and forth. Each one of these includes a Jurassic World card, which is pretty neat. And of course, it's the bundle. So on the back, you get the traditional foil, hit the mother load card. You get 8 to 12 card Lost Caverns of Ixalan set boosters, the Universes Beyond Jurassic World collection card. You get an oversized spin down life counter, 20 traditional foil and 20 regular basic land cards. And you get the Lost Caverns of Ixalan card box. We actually use them to store our extra boosters in. So, all right, let's get opening. All right, you got a nice collector box here. Got one side here. Nice little one there. Looks like some trolley systems. All right. You got counters here. More counters on the back side. Nice little artworks. Oh, you got a nice little life counter, spin down counter. Well, the numbers kind of blend in a little bit, but it's not too bad, I guess. All right, so we'll read this off. And the foils don't look that bent as some of the older sets will, so pretty straight. So we got hit. We got hit the mother load. This comes in all the bundle boxes. 4 colors, 3 red. It's a sorcery. Discover 10. If the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of top treasure tokens equal to the difference. So that's there. You got your foil planes. I like the different lands, especially foils. There's a nice artworks. And then you got some swamp. You got some nice mountains. Some forests. Looks like some killer plants in there. And then just repeat of the same ones over again.
So here I have another bundle premium land. So I imagine we'll get a bunch of foils in here, but let's have a quick peek. So I have another Hit the Mother Load. I believe we read that one off. And then just another repeat of some foil lands. Pretty and shiny. Only as a sort.
All right, I'm gonna be opening up the bundle regular land package and see what's in there. I think this is where we find the Jurassic Park World cards. Yep. So this is Welcome to. If you can see it there, it's 1 colorless, 2 green. It's an enchantment saga. So step 1, for each opponent, up to 1 target non-creature artifact they control becomes a 0/4 wall artifact creature with Defender as long as you control the saga. Step 2, create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token with Trample. It gains haste until end of turn. Step 3, destroy all walls, exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. That's kind of neat. And then, just as before, same as the foils, got a bunch of basic lands, your plains, your islands, your swamps, your mountains, your forests, and then repeat.
So here I've opened up the bundle regular land. And the very first card on top, I have the Dino DNA. It's an artifact. It costs 1 colorless. And it's got imprint. For 1 colorless and tapping the card, you get to exile target creature card from a graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery. If you pay 6 colorless mana, then you get to create a token that's a copy of target creature card exiled with Dino DNA, except it's a 6/6 green dinosaur creature with trample. Activate only as a sorcery. And then the rest of them are just your basic land. So your plains here, you got islands here, you've got your swamps, you've got your mountains, your forests, and then just a repeat of, and of course there you go.
All right, moving on to the set boosters that come in the bundles. I think it said that 1 in 12. Well, it does say for my set booster box I'll be opening later on that 1 in 12 is supposed to have a Jurassic World card in it. We'll see how lucky we are tonight. All right, first is an art card, signed, gold signed. And it is the Curator of Sun's Creation. Oh. So we got a Hidden Volcano foil, land, right off the bat, not bad. Hidden Volcano enters the battlefield tapped. You tap it, get 1 red mana, pay 4 colorless, add 1 with 1 red, tap, sacrifice Hidden Volcano, discover 4, and activate only as a sorcery. I love foils, so that's a good one. Didact Echo. 4 colorless, 1 blue. Creature Spirit Cleric. When Didact Echo enters the battlefield, draw a card. Descend 4. Didact Echo has flying as long as there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, and it's a 3/2. Basking Capybara. Oh, capybaras are so cute. It's a 1 colorless, 1 green. Descend. It's a creature capybara. Descend 4. Basking Capybara gets +3/+0 as long as there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, and it's a 1/3. Staggering Size. It's 1 colorless, 1 green. It's an instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. Poison Dart Frog. 1 colorless, 1 green. It's a creature frog. It has reach. You can tap it, add 1 mana of any color you're choosing, I guess. That's not bad. For 2 colorless, Poison Dart Frog gains Death Touch until end of turn, and it's a 1/1. Nurturing Bristleback. Creature, dinosaur. It has 5 colorless and 2 green. When Nurturing Bristleback enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token. 4 cycling, costs 2 colorless. Hermetic Nautilus. It's 1 colorless, 1 blue. It's an artifact creature. It's a Nautilus. Vigilance. Pay 1 colorless and 1 blue mana. Hermetic Nautilus gets +3/-3 until end of turn, and it's a 1/4. Cavernous Maw. It's a land in a cave. Taps for 1 colorless. Pay 2 colors. Caverns Maul becomes a 3/3 elemental creature until end of turn. It's still a cave land. Activate only if the number of other caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard is 3 or greater. Oh. Uchbenbach, the Great Mistake. 3 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black. I think I opened this one up actually in the pre-release card, but a different type of card. Artwork on it. It's a legendary creature. It's a skeleton horror. It has vigilance and menace and descend 8, 4 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black. Return Uchbenbach, the Great Mistake, from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard and only as a sorcery. And it's a 6/4. Grasping Shadows. It's 3 colorless, 1 black. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. Put a Dread counter on Grasping Shadows. Then, if there are 3 or more Dread counters on it, transform it. So let's see. When it transforms, boom, becomes Shadow's Lair. Land Cave. Tap, add 1 black. Pay 1 black. Tap, remove a Dread counter from Shadow's Lair. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. Starving Revenant. 2 colorless, 2 black. Creature, Spirit Horror. When Starving Revenant enters the battlefield, surveil 2. Then for each card you put on top of your library, you draw a card and you lose 3 life. Descend 8. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's a 4/4. Ooh, a foil card. Everyone loves a foil card. I love foils in my decks. Cartographer's Companion, 3 colorless. Artifact creature, it's a gnome. When Cartographer's Companion enters the battlefield, create a map token. And it's a 2/1. And looks like we got a neat kind of anime kind of style card here. Lord of Atlantis, 2 blue. Creature Merfolk. Other merfolk get +1/+1 and have Island Walk. And it's a 2/2.
Okay, so let's get on to my very first set booster here. And I always get excited about these art cards. Pretty cool there. And so, getting into the cards. The very first one here is a land. It's a cave. It's the Hidden Volcano. Hidden Volcano enters the battlefield tapped. Tap it to add in a mountain. Or if you pay 4 colorless and a mountain and tap it, you can sacrifice Hidden Volcano. Discover 4. Activate only as a sorcery. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value 4 or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost or put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So here I have Screaming Phantom, creature, spirit. It's 2 colorless and 1 black. It has flying. Whenever Screaming Phantom attacks, mill a card. It's worth a 2/2. Then, Another Chance. I believe we've seen a number of those in the other one, so I won't repeat that one just yet. You can watch the other video there, but it's an instant. We also have Join the Dead. So this one's costs here 1 colorless and 2 black. It's an instant. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn, and it has descend 4. That creature gets -10/-10 until end of turn. Instead, if there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. Then we have here Fungal Fortitude, Enchantment Aura. It costs 1 colorless and 1 black. It has Flash, Enchanted creature gets +2/+0. When enchanted creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Next we have Mineshaft Spider. I always find spiders neat to look at. Creature, it's a spider. It's got reach. It has when Mineshaft Spider enters the battlefield, you may mill 2 cards. It's a 3/4. It costs 3 colorless and 1 green. Next up, we have Kinjali's Dawn Runner. It costs 2 colorless and 1 white. It's a human scout creature. It has double strike. When this one enters the battlefield, it explores. It's a 1/1. We also have Glimpse the Core. It's a sorcery card. It's worth 1 colorless and 1 green. You get to choose one. Either search your library for a basic forest card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, or return target cave card from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Then we have Spelunking. I think we've seen this one, but it's 2 colorless and 1 green. It's an enchantment, so when it enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you put a cave onto the battlefield this way, you gain 4 life. Lands you control enter the battlefield untapped. Next up, we have Idol of the Deep King. It is 2 colorless and 1 red. It's an artifact. It has flash, and when Idol of the Deep King enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. Craft with artifact, which is 2 colorless and 1 red. You exile this artifact, exile another artifact you control, or an artifact card from your graveyard. Return this card transformed under its owner's control. Craft only as a sorcery. And with that, it becomes Sovereign's, Makuhito? I totally brutaled that one right up. It's an artifact, it's equipment. And when this thing enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, and its equipment cost is 2 colorless. Next up, we have Deep Fathom Echo. It's a merfolk spirit creature. It costs 2 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue. At the beginning of combat on your turn, this Deep Fathom Echo explores. Then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control until end of turn. It is a 4/4. Now I see some shininess. Nice foil card here. It is a Glorifier of Suffering. It is a vampire soldier creature. It costs 2 colorless and 1 white. When this dude enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. It's a 3/2. Nice shininess. And then last of these ones is a dinosaur token creature card, a 3/1.
All right, we'll open up another one here on my side. All right, we got an art card, like always, at the beginning. And it's Growing Rights of Itlimak. I don't know if that was the right way of saying it or not. We have Promising Vein. It's a land, it's a cave. Taps for 1 colorless. You can spend 1 colorless, tap this one, sacrifice Promising Vein, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. We have Cogwork Wrestler, artifact creature. It's a gnome. A lot of gnomes in this deck. This set. When Cogwork Wrestler enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -2, -0 until end of turn. And it's a 1/2. Thousand Moons Crackshot. 1 colorless, 1 white. It's a creature, human soldier. Whenever Thousand Moons Crackshot attacks, you may pay 2 colorless, 1 white. When you do, tap target creature. It's a 2/2. Wonder if they go together here. Thousand Moons Infantry. 2 colorless, 1 white. Creature, human soldier. untap Thousand Moons Infantry during each other player's untap step. And it's a 2/4. Adaptive Gem Guard. It's a 3 colorless, 1 white. It's an artifact creature. It's a gnome. Tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. Put a 1/1 counter on Adaptive Gem Guard. Activate only as a sorcery, and it's a 3/3. My son might like playing this. So many gnomes in here. Deep Cavern Bat. It's a creature, and it's a bat. It's 1 colorless, 1 black. It has flying and lifelink. When Deep Cavern Bat enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it until Deep Cavern Bat leaves the battlefield. It's a 1/1. Soul Coil Viper. 2 colorless, 1 black. And as a creature, it's a snake. Ugh, hate snakes. Black, pay 1 black and tap. You sacrifice Soul Coil Viper. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. Just so you know, if a creature with a finality counter on it would die, it gets exiled instead. And it's a 2/3. Singing Cave Crawler. Lots of horrors in this deck. Creature Insect Horror. It has Death Touch. It costs 2 colorless, 1 black. And it has Descend 4. Whenever Stinging Cave Crawler attacks, if there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Tithing Blade. 1 colorless, 1 black. It's an artifact. When Tithing Blade enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Craft with Creature. 4 colorless, 1 black. And then it transforms into Consuming Spelcher. It's an artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Ooh, kind of neat looking card. Kind of like artsy.
Oh, look at all the colors.
Tishana's Tide Binder. 2 colorless, 1 blue. It's a creature merfolk wizard. It has flash. When Tishani's Tidebinder enters the battlefield, counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability. If an ability of an artifact creature or planeswalker is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as Tishana's Tidebinder remains on the battlefield. Oh, that's nasty. And it's a 3/2.
Picture kind of reminds me of, what are those called? Kaleidoscopes?
Yeah. The tubes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whale of the Forgotten. 1 blue, 1 black. It's a sorcery. It has Descend 8, choose 1. If there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard as you cast the spell, choose 1 or more instead. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Target opponent discards a card. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Grasping Shadows again, but this time it's a foil one, so I won't repeat it just because we already pulled it on the last package, but I'll just show you what the foil looks like. And I'll tell you, I replace all my pre-con cards if I have them in foils, so I replace them with foils because I like foils. And a dinosaur token, and it's a 3/3. I do like the artwork on this stuff. Oh, and this one actually has a dinosaur egg on the backside. So you can use it, it's a dual-sided token. That's nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna start opening this up ahead of time so I'm not wasting your guys' time. Okay, first up is the art card. And the first playing card inside is a nice shiny foil.
Ooh, I like foils.
Called Promising Vein. It's a land, it's a cave. Tapping it adds a colorless mana. If you pay 1 colorless mana and you tap it and you sacrifice this one, then you get to search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle.
Ooh.
Okay, next up we have Itali's Favor. It is a 2 colorless and 1 red. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control. When Natali's favor enters the battlefield, discover 3. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. Next up. There we go. It is Hotley's Final Strike. Again, I'm horrible at pronouncing names. Okay, so 2 colorless and 1 green. It's an instant card. So target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Next up here we have Fanatical Offering. It is a instant. It costs 1 colorless and 1 black. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Draw 2 cards and create a map token. Have you come across any map tokens yet?
No, I haven't yet. No. Might in the set boosters or probably in the commander decks.
Okay, here we have Acolyte of Aklassots. It's a vampire cleric creature. It costs 2 colorless and 1 black. It has tap this card, sacrifice another creature or artifact. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It's a 1/4. Next up here we have Vito's Inquisitor. It's a vampire knight creature. It costs 3 colorless and 1 black. By paying 1 black, you get to sacrifice another creature or artifact. Put a 1/1 counter on Vito's Inquisitor. It gains menace until end of turn. It's a 3/3. Oh, kind of went blurry there. Sorry. There we go. Okay, next up we have Curator of Sun's Creation. It costs 3 colorless and 1 red. It's a human artificer creature. It has whenever you discover again for the same value. This ability triggers only once each turn. And she's a 3/3. Next up, we have Kaparokti Sunborn. It is worth 2 colorless, 1 red, and 1 white. It's a legendary creature, human soldier. Whenever this guy attacks, you may tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, discover 3. And he's a 4/4. Coming up next is a Contested Game Ball. It's an artifact. It costs 2 colorless. Whenever you're dealt combat damage, the attacking player gains control of Contested Game Ball and untaps it. By paying 2 colorless and tapping it, draw a card and put a point counter on Contested Game Ball. Then, if it has 5 or more point counters on it, sacrifice it and create a treasure token. Next up, we have Ixalan Landmark. It costs 1 white. It's an artifact. When the landmark enters the battlefield, you get to scry 2. Craft with artifact by paying 2 colorless and 1 white. And then the other side, Ixalan Levitator. It's an artifact creature golem. It has flying. Whenever he attacks, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn, and it's a 1/4. Then I have a dinosaur, Gelta Stampede Tyrant. He costs us 5 colorless and 3 green.
Oy.
He's a elder dinosaur legendary creature. He has trample, and when he enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. He's a 12/12. Oh,
Ooh.
looks like I've gone blurry on you guys again. There we go.
12/12.
Yikes. Cost enough. And we got another pretty foil one. So this one is a sinuous Bentisaur. Benthesaur. He costs 5 colorless and 1 green. He's a dinosaur creature. When he enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard. Put 2 of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. He's a 4/4. And the last one here in this one would be a fungus dinosaur. He's a token creature here. He looks pretty cool. There you go.
All right. Next pack for my side. Got another art card here. The art card is Zoyawa Lava Tongue. I gotta talk to someone who makes up these names. Hidden Volcano. We've already said this one. This one is just not in a foil one that we got. Sunfire Torch. Did you get that one? No, eh? It's 1 red. It's an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has, whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice Sunfire Torch. When you do, this creature deals 2 damage to any target and has an equip cost of 1. Orazka Puzzle Door. 1 blue artifact. 1 colorless. Oh, 1, and then you tap this card, and then you sacrifice this card. I'm not even going to say the name again. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put 1 of those cards into your hand, and the other one into your graveyard. Volatile Wanderer Glyph. Artifact creature. It's a golem. It costs 1 colorless, 1 red. Whenever Volatile Wanderer Glyph becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card, and it's a 2/2. Next up, we have a Braid. As 1 colorless, 1 red. It's an instant. Choose 1. A Braid deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Next card is Eaten by Piranhas. Whoa, doesn't look like piranhas to me. It looks like some sort of fish. But 1 colorless, 1 blue. It's an enchantment. It's an aura. It has flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a black skeleton creature with base power and toughness of 1/1. Hey. Forgotten Monument. It's a land. It's a cave. I think there is certain things that allow you, if they say land, you can bring them back out. And I mean cave, you can bring them back out from graveyards and that. So it taps. It has 1 colorless. Other caves you control have tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. Vanguard of the Rose. 1 colorless, 1 white. Creature, Vampire Knight. 1 colorless, you have to pay, sacrifice another creature or artifact, and Vanguard of the Rose gains indestructible until end of turn, and you tap it. 3/1. Thiefin Blade. I think we actually saw that one in the beginning one.
There's one on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a double-sided one?
Yeah, it's a double-sided one. Bloodletter of Aklazots. 1 colorless, 3 black. It's a creature, vampire demon. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life instead, and it's a 2/4. And that's a nice little...
Ooh.
And then we have Anim Packle, 1000th Moon. Costs 1 colorless, 1 red, 1 white. It's a legendary creature. It's a human soldier. Whenever you attack with 1 or more non-gnome creatures, put a 1/1 counter on Anim Packle. Then create X 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on Packle. Hoy, that's a word mouthful. All right, we got foil here, double-sided foil. Visage of the Dread. 1 colorless, 1 black. It's an artifact. When Visage of Dread enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature card from it. That player discards that card. Craft with 2 creatures. 5 colorless, 1 black. And then on the back side, called Dread Ososaur. Kind of neat looking card though. It's a creature, dinosaur skeleton horror. Has menace. Whenever Dread Ososaur enters the battlefield or attacks, you may mill 2 cards. And it's a 5/4. It looks pretty neat,
Ooh,
eh?
look at that, eh?
Got a token here, Vampire Demon. It has flying and it's a 4/3 token.
Okay, so freshly opened up here, we've got, first up is a nice art card here. Moving on. First one is Captivating Caves. Like they've got a disco ball going on in there or something. Just tap it to add a mana, or pay 1 colorless, tap it, add 1 mana of any color, or you can pay 4 colorless, tap it, sacrifice it, and put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. Next up, we have Adaptive Gem Guard.
That one's already been found.
That one's been found? Okay. Next one up, here we have Hunter's Blowgun. It's an artifact equipment, costs 1 colorless. You have Equip Creature gets +1/+1. Equip Creature has Death Touch as long as it's your turn. Otherwise, it has Reach and Equip for 2. And next up, we have Attentive Sunscribe. It's a 1 colorless and 1 white. It's an artifact creature gnome. Whenever Attentive Sunscribe becomes tapped, scry 1. It's a 2/2. Then we have Sunshot Militia. I think, have we read that one off yet? It's
No.
1 colorless and 1 red.
I don't think so.
It's a human soldier creature. Tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. Sunshot Militia deals 1 damage to each opponent. Activate only as a sorcery.
Yeah.
They're a 1/3. Oh, we're having foggy issues here. There we go. Then we have Calamitous Cave In. It's a sorcery card. It's worth 3 colorless and 1 red. And Calamitous Cave In deals X damage to each creature and each planeswalker, where X is the number of caves you control, plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard. Next up, we have Scampering Surveyor. It's 4 colorless. It's an artifact creature gnome. When Scampering Surveyor enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card or cave card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. It's a 3/2. Then we have Bat Colony. It is worth 2 colorless and 1 white. It's an enchantment. When Bat Colony enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying for each mana from a cave spent to cast it. Whenever a cave enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. I guess where there's caves, they've got to be bats.
Yeah.
Oh, here we have Waterlogged Hulk. It's worth 1 yellow, or sorry, not yellow, blue. It's an artifact. By tapping it, you get to mill a card. Craft with Island. 3 colorless and 1 green. Which is, you get to exile this artifact, exile an island you control, or an island card from your graveyard. Return this card transformed under its owner's control. Craft only as a sorcery. And when you're doing that, it becomes a watertight gondola. It's a artifact vehicle. It has vigilance. It has descend 8 and crew 1. It's a 4/4. Next up, we have this Hulking Raptor. It's 2 colorless and 2 green. It's a dinosaur creature. Ward 2, and at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add 2 green. It's a 5/3. Wouldn't want to meet him. Sharp teeth there. Hit the Mother Load.
No.
I believe we've seen.
Yeah, that's the card that comes in the bundles too, and as a foil.
Sounds good. Then I have here a Lodestone Needle. It is a 1 colorless and 1 blue. It's an artifact with flash, and when it enters the battlefield, tap up to 1 target artifact or creature and put 2 stun counters on it. It also has craft with artifact, 2 colorless and 1 blue. When you exile this dude and follow the instructions, it becomes a Guidestone Compass, which is an artifact. For one colorless and tapping it, target creatures you control, explorers, activate only as a sorcery. Then, last one up here is a Golem. It's a token artifact creature golem that is a 4/4.
All right. Open up another one here. Oh, look at that. We got the main commander from the Blood Rites and an art card. Nope. Clavilino, First of the Blessed. I really need to talk to some people at Magic on naming, I swear. Hidden Cataract. Land, it's a cave. Hidden Cataract enters the battlefield tapped. You tap it, add 1 blue mana. For 4 colors, 1 blue mana, you can tap this card. You sacrifice Hidden Cataract. Discover 4, and you activate only as a sorcery. Disruptor Wanderglyph. Artifact creature golem. Whenever Disruptor Wanderglyph attacks, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. And it's a 3/4. Cogwork Wrestler, we've already talked. We've had that one. Oh, geez. These two came in the same pack before, and they come in the same pack again. Adaptive Gem Guard, we've already looked at that one. We've looked at Soul Coil, Stinging Cave Crawler, Chupacabra Echo. It's a 2 colorless, 2 black. It's a creature. It's a beast horror spirit. Fathomless Descent. When Chupacabra Echo enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controls gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard, and that's a 3/2. Oh, Techland Landmark. Did we get that one?
I'm not very good at remembering things. Or a clan, I think so, but because I'm not good at.
And yeah, then it's a Levitator on the other side.
Yeah,
you got that one. Matzalantli, the Great Door. It's 3 colorless. It's a legendary artifact. You tap the card. You tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. Pay 4 colorless. You tap it, transform Matzalantli, the Great Door. Activate only if there are 4 or more permanent types among cards in your graveyard. On the other side of that is the Core. Legendary land. Fathomless Descent. You tap it, add X mana of any 1 color where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Plundering Pirate. And it's in a foil. Costs 2 colorless, 1 red. It's a creature. It's an orc pirate. When Plundering Pirate enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. And it's a 3/2.
Arr.
Arr. Oh, and we got something from the reprint from the list, they're called. Nivik Ari of the Firemind. It's a land. You tap it, you add 1 to your mana pool. For 2 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 red, you can tap this card. You exile the top card of your library until your next turn. You may cast that card as if it's an instant or a sorcery.
Okay, so first up is the nice art card. Oop. Better keep it on screen here. Flying away on me. Pretty cool looking. Okay, so entering into the playable cards, we have a Hidden Cataract.
Oh, I got that one already.
I keep thinking of eyes when. Next up, we have Old Tech Archaeologist. It is a 4 colorless and 1 white. It's a human artifact scout creature. When she enters the battlefield, you get to choose one. Either return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand, or scry 3. She's a 4/4. Then we have Old Tech Cloud Guard. 3 colorless and 1 white. Human soldier creature with flying. And when the guard enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token with a 3/2. Well, the token doesn't have 3/2. This dude has 3/2. Then we have Deconstruction Hammer. It is worth 1 white. It's artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has 3 colorless and tap, sacrifice Deconstruction Hammer, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Equip for 1. Next up, we have Ancestral Reminiscence. 3 colorless and 1 blue. It's a sorcery card. You get to draw 3 cards, then discard a card. Up next is Family Reunion. 1 colorless and 1 white. It's an instant. You get to choose one of them. Creatures you control get 1/1 until end of turn, or creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Then we have a Colossal Dactyl. Don't want to meet that guy either. 2 colorless and 2 green. It has reach and trample. It's a dinosaur creature with power and toughness of 4/5. Next up, we have Dreadmaw's Ire. Ire? It's 1 red. It's an instant. Until end of turn, target attacking creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact that player controls. Looks like a cuddly little monster dinosaur. Okay, it's Quinth, firstborn of Gishath. It's a red and a green. I hope I didn't really totally brutalize that one. Yeah. It's a dinosaur legendary creature. It has haste, and when it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 colorless. When you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. This one's a 2/3. He is so tiny. Here we have a Clay Fired Bricks, 1 colorless and 1 white. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You gain 2 life. You also have Craft with Artifact for 5 colorless and 2 white. Then it becomes a Cosmium Kiln. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens, and creatures you control get 1/1. Next up, we have Fabrication Foundry. It's a 1 colorless and 1 white. It's an artifact. By tapping it and adds a white one. Spend this mana only to cast an artifact spell or activate an ability of an artifact source. By spending 2 colorless and 1 white and tapping it, you exile 1 or more other artifacts you control with total mana value of X. Return target artifact card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Next up, we have Iron Paw Aspirant. Kitty cat. Shiny one. Ooh. It's 1 colorless and 1 white. It's a cat warrior creature. When Ironpaw Aspirant enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It's got 1/2. And last from this booster, if I can get them to separate here, we have Grim Strider. It's a 3 colorless and 1 black. It's a horror creature. It gets -1/-1 for each card in your hand. And it's a 6/6.
And that's from the list?
Yeah, it's got that little white.
So it's a reprint from the list.
You know what this one reminds me of? That thing Wesley likes to watch, the Siren Head.
Ah.
And there you go.
All right. All right, we got another art card here. Gold signature on it.
How come you keep getting all the gold signatures?
Because I'm lucky.
I guess so.
This is Hotley, Poet of Unity. Promising Vein is the next card. We've already gone through that one. Plundering Pirate. We just got that one last one, but in foil. This one is not foil. We have Buried Treasure. It's 2 colorless. It's an artifact. It's a treasure. You can tap that, sacrifice Buried Treasure, add 1 mana of any color. For 5 colorless, you can exile Buried Treasure from your graveyard, discover 5, activate only as a sorcery. Then we have Daring Discovery. It's a 4 colorless, 1 red. It's a sorcery. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. And you discover 4. Sunfire Torch. Did we already do that one? I think so, actually. Yeah. No. It costs 1 red. Artifact equipment. Equip creatures get +1/+0 and has whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice Sunfire Torch. When you do, this creature deals 2 damage to any target. Equip cost is 1. Orazka Puzzle Door. We've already gone through that one too. Oh, now this one looks cool. Nykanzil Current Conductor. 1 green, 1 blue. For the mana, it's a legendary creature. It's a Merfolk Scout. Whenever a creature you control explores a land card, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Whenever a creature you control explores a non-land card, put a 1/1 counter on Nykanzil Current Conductor. And it's a 2/3. Kinjali's Dawnrunner. You did that one?
I don't know. Let's see.
No.
I'm not sure.
Oh well, no, we'll just keep
I just
going.
want to look at the
2
card.
colorless, 1 white. It's a creature, human scout. It has double strike. When Kinjali's Dawnrunner enters the battlefield, it explores. Sometimes I lose track of which ones we've done already.
I just want to look at the card.
Glimpse the Core. 1 colorless, 1 green. It's a sorcery. You choose one. Search your library for a basic forest card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Or return target cave card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Okay, then we have Kaslim's Stone Tree. 2 colorless, 1 green. It's an artifact. When Kaslim's Stone Tree enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Craft with Cave. 5 colorless, 1 green. Then on the other side, it becomes Kaslim's Strider. It's an artifact creature golem. No real any abilities, but it is a 5/5. So next one we have Kite Sail Larcenist. It's a 2 colorless, 1 blue. It's a creature, human pirate. It has flying, ward 1. When Kite Sail Larcenist enters the battlefield, for each player choose up to 1 other target artifact or creature that player controls. For as long as Kite Sail Larcenist remains on the battlefield, the chosen permanents become treasure artifacts. With tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and lose all other abilities. It's a 2/3. Oh, now we get into the foil. Tectonic Hazard. It has one. It's one red. It's a sorcery. Tectonic Hazard deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. Whoa, I like that. And we have a Magic minigame Booster Blitz. I'm not really going to go through it because never play these.
Okay, and starting off here is this lovely lady on the art card. Amelia Benavides Aguar. I'm just going to give up now. I've just totally butchered her name. I got one of these Forest Basic Land cards. We also have a Compass Gnome. 2 colorless. It's a artifact creature gnome. When the gnome enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card or cave card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. It's a 2/1. We have Hotfoot Gnome. It's a 2 colorless and 1 red. It's a artifact creature gnome with haste, and by tapping it, another target creature gains haste until end of turn. It's 3/1.
I feel like there's more gnomes than dinosaurs in this.
I don't know, there's been quite a few dinosaurs too. Tinker's Tote. Quite the colorful backpack. It's a 2 colorless and 1 white. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens, talking about gnomes. By paying 1 white and sacrifice Tinker's Tote, you gain 3 life. Helping Hand. It's a sorcery card worth 1 white. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Then we have Dauntless Dismantler for 1 colorless and 1 white. It's a human artificer creature. Artifacts your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. And by spending X plus a white, you sacrifice Dauntless Dismantler. Destroy each artifact with mana value X. It's a 1/4. Then we have Guardian of the Great Door. 2 whites.
Ooh, nice.
It's a angel creature. As an additional cost to cast this spell, tap 4 untapped artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control. And this one has flying with power and toughness 4/4. Next up, we have Geological Appraiser. 2 colorless and 2 red. It's a human artificer creature. I think I'm saying that wrong. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, discover 3. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value 3 or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. It's a 3/2. Next up, we have Caverns Stone Tree.
Yeah,
I thought so.
I already did that one.
Nice back and forth there. Then we have Ekwali, the Seething Tower. That one's kind of looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
It is 1 colorless, 1 black, and 1 green. It's a legendary creature, fungus. Descend 4. As long as there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, Ekwali, the Seething Tower gets +2/+2 and has trample. It also has Descend 8. It is a 3/3. It looks pretty cool, but he looks pretty angry. Amalia Benavides Aguirre.
Isn't that the art card you just got?
Oh, maybe. You bet.
Yeah.
Oops. There we go. So, she's a legendary creature. She's a vampire scout. Cost her 1 white and 1 black. She has Ward 3 by paying 3 life. Whenever you gain life, Amelia explores. Then destroy all other creature if its power is exactly 20. Creatures, sorry. She's a 2/2. Then we have this lovely foil card. It's a Careening Mine Cart worth 3 colorless. Actually quite neat looking. At first, I thought there was an extension. It was maybe Santa's sleigh or something for a second there. Artifact vehicle. Whenever the minecart attacks, create a treasure token. And it crews for 1. It's a 3/3. And last up here is a copy card token.
Oh, that's a nice, different copy card. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, getting down to the last few packs. Oh, and look at that art card. Pulled that. That's a neat one, eh?
Colorful.
And that is Roar of the Fifth People. And then we have a basic island. Not too sure how I feel about these card ones. Wonder if they ever come in foil. Might
That'd be pretty
little
cool
bit
to
neat.
see.
Oltic Archaeologists. I think we've already gone through that one.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oltic Cloud Guard.
And then we've gone through a couple old ticks.
Well, we'll just go through it. 3 colorless, 1 white. Creature, it's a human soldier. It has flying. When Ultimate Cloud Guard enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token. It's a 3/2. Deconstruction Hammer. We've gone through that.
Yep.
Mischievous Pup.
Oh, is it a puppy?
It's a dog.
Aw.
Looks like he's carrying an arm or something. It has 2 colorless. It's a 1 with 1 white. It's a creature dog. It has flash. When Mischievous Pup enters the battlefield, return up to 1 other target permanent you control to its owner's hand. You control. It's a 3/1. Market Gnome. Artifact creature. It's 1 white. It's an artifact creature. It's a gnome. When Market Gnome dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. When Market Gnome is exiled from the battlefield while you're activating a craft ability, you gain 1 life and draw a card. It's a 0/3. Dig Site Conservator. I think we've actually done that one.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm no help.
2 colorless. It's an artifact creature, gnome. Sacrifice Dig Site Conservator. Exile up to 4 target cards from a single graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery. When Dig Site Conservator dies, you may pay 4 colorless. If you do, discover 4, and it's a 2/1. Diamond Pickaxe.
Because you know diamonds are a girl's best friend. Let's see.
Diamonds in the sky. It's 1 red. Artifact equipment. Indestructible. Effects that say destroy don't destroy this artifact. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. And the equip cost is 2. Waterlogged Hawk. 1 blue. It's an artifact. You tap it, mill a card. Craft with Island. 3 colorless, 1 blue. I think we've actually done this, and then it becomes a watertight gondola.
Oh yeah, that one
Okay,
triggers
so
my
we've done
memory.
that one.
Yep.
Then we have Zoyowa Lava Tongue.
Hey.
Yeah.
Say that one again. It looks cool though. Look at that.
Yeah, 1 black, 1 red. It's a legendary creature. It's a goblin warlock. It has Death Touch. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, each opponent may discard a card or sacrifice a permanent. Zoyowa Lava Tongue deals 3 damage to each opponent who didn't. And it's a 2/2. Sunken Citadel. It's a land and it's a cave. Sunken Citadel enters the battlefield tapped. As it enters, choose a color. Tap it, add 1 mana of the chosen color. Tap it, add 2 mana of the chosen color. Spend this mana only to activate abilities of land sources. Not bad. Colossal Dactyl.
Yep.
I think we've already done that. It
Yep.
just comes in a nice little foil now.
Ooh, is that a foil one?
Yeah.
I know I read that one, but that one looks cooler.
And then we have a treasure token artifact treasure. Sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color.
Okay, so next up. we have this one right here.
Wow, that looks neat.
Yeah, but there's no gold signature. How come you get them all? Okay, first playable one we have up is Hidden Courtyard. It's a land cave. I don't think we've seen that one. Hidden Courtyard enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it to add a white, and by paying 4 colorless and 1 white, and tapping it, sacrifice Hidden Courtyard, discover 4, activate only as a sorcery.
We may have actually come across it.
Yeah, there's too many to count. Rampaging Spiketail. We do that one?
No.
That's kind of neat. 4 colorless and 2 black. Dinosaur creature. When Rampaging Spiketail enters the battlefield, target creature you control gets a +2/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. And he has Swamp Cycling 2. She, it's a 5/6. Then next we have Acrobatic Leap. It's a 1 white. It's an instant. Target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until end of turn. Untap it. We have Burning Sun Cavalry. 1 colorless and 1 red. It's a human knight creature. Whenever Burning Sun Cavalry attacks or blocks while you control a dinosaur, Burning Sun Cavalry gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and they have 2/2. Next up is Marauding Brine Fang. It's 5 colorless and 2 blue. It is a dinosaur creature with Ward 3 and Island Cycling 2.
Oof.
It's a 6/7. Next up, we have Soaring Sandwing. 4 colorless and 2 white. It's a dinosaur creature with flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. It also has Plane Cycling 2. It's a 3/5. That's a funny looking flying one. Looks like it's got a wig on. Then we have Gargantuan Leech. No, thank you. It's 7 colorless and 1 black. It's a leech creature, which costs 1 less to cast for each cave you control and each cave card in your graveyard, and has lifelink. It's a 5/5. Maybe the card isn't so bad, but leeches can stay in the swamp. Defossilize. 4 colorless and 1 black. It's a sorcery card. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature explores. Then it explores again.
Oh, jeez.
Sinuous Benthesaur. I'm pretty sure I read this one off.
I think so, yeah.
Zoyoa Lava Tongue.
Yep, I just did that one.
Reminds me of looking. It's a sorcery. You get to exile target creature, vehicle, or non-basic land, and you scry 1. I could look at that shininess for a while. But next up here is just a arena card.
All right. Let's see. Oh. That's the art card. Oh, looks like we got a foil on the next one. Glimpse the Core is the art card. Ooh. Captivating Cave. I think actually I read that one.
Yeah, but it looks cool in a foil.
But it looks cool as a foil, yeah. That's the that's the one you said was like a disco ball. Right? Cosmium Blast. 1 colorless, 1 white. It's an instant. Cosmium Blast deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Oh, look at that. Ray of Ruin. Oh, that's kind of neat.
Well, that's the one I just had with the foil card.
Oh, was that a foil? I thought you said the other one was a land.
It looks cool as a foil.
Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. We won't bother with that. Sage of Days. 2 colorless, 1 blue. Creature, human, wizard. When Sage of Days enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library.
Kind of a demon like there for a minute.
You may put one of those cards back on top of your library, put the rest into your graveyard. And it's a 3/2. Walk with the Ancestors. It's a 4 cardless, 1 green. It's a sorcery. Return up to 1 target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Discover 4. In the Presence of Ages. What I'm going to be here soon. 2 colorless, 1 green. It's an instant. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a creature card and or a land card from among them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. Enterprising Scallywag. 1 colorless, 1 red. Creature, Goblin Pirate. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, create a treasure token, and it's a 2/2. Staunch Crewmate. 1 colorless, 1 blue. It's a creature, human pirate. When Staunch Crewmate enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact or pirate card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, and it's a 2/1. Swashbuckler's Whip. We did that one
I do
already.
recall that one, yes.
Oh, here's one. Oh, I think you did this one too. Akawali, the Seething Tower.
Yeah, he's the one that looked neat
Yeah.
but looked angry.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Growing Rights of Ixalan. 2 colorless, 1 green. It's a legendary enchantment. When Growing Rights of whatever enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, transform this card.
You've read how many of these cards yet? You're not getting better at pronouncing them?
No. It's a Lemok, Cradle of the Sun it turns into. It's a legendary land. And you tap it and you add 1 green. Or if you want to tap it, add 1 green for each creature you control. Ooh. Oh, there's a foil now. Explorer's Cache. It's pretty neat. It's kind of neat.
Oh, yeah.
1 colorless, 1 green. It's an artifact. Explorer's Cache enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. Whenever a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it dies, put a 1/1 counter on Explorer's Cache. Holy smokers, how many 1/1 counters are we going to talk? Tap it, move a 1/1 counter from Explorer's Cache onto target creature, activate only as a sorcery. Hey. And then we have Spirit Token. And it's a 3/2. Seems like these tokens are going from 1/1s and they're going up higher now.
Okay, so next up, that's a pretty cool art card. And we'll move on here. We've got a swamp one. Yeah, I think I like the traditional ones. They're okay, but you're right. If they were in foil, they'd probably look pretty good. Waylaying Pirates. Yeah, they are 3 colorless and 1 blue. Human pirate creatures. When they enter the battlefield, if you control an artifact, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. They have 3/3. Next up, we have Shipwreck Sentry. It's a 1 blue, 1 colorless, 1 blue. Human pirate creature. It's a defender. As long as an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn, Shipwreck Sentry can attack as though it didn't have defender. And it's a 3/3. Then we have, I'm getting blue cards here. Brackish Blunder. It's a 1 colorless and 1 blue. It's an instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If it was tapped, create a map token. Then we have Dead Weight. 1 black. I always like the ones with those simple names like that. Kind of sharp. Easy to pronounce.
Yeah.
Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. And enchanted creature gets -2/-2. Then we have Unlucky Drop. It's a 3 colorless and 1 blue. It's an instant. Target artifact or creature's owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. We have Careening Minecart. Now I know we have that one because that was one of the
Yeah.
foil ones that I had not too long ago.
Yep.
It looks better in a foil.
Everything looks better.
Volatile Fault. It's a land, it's a cave.
Oh,
You tap it to add a mana, or you pay 1 mana, colorless mana, and tap it, and you sacrifice the fault. Destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. That player
Wow.
may search their library for a basic land card,
Oh.
put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. You create a treasure token.
So you destroy your opponent's land, but then they get a land.
One of their fancy ones. You destroy your fancy one and they get a basic. Enterprising Scallywag. That kind of sounds familiar. 1 colorless and 1 red. I'm pretty sure we got that one before.
Yeah.
It's a Goblin Pirate.
Oh, yeah.
Master's Guide Mural. It's 3 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 white and blue golem artifact creature token. Craft with artifact for 4 colorless, 2 white, and 1 blue. And becomes Master's Manufactory. It's an artifact, and when you tap it, you create a 4/4 white and blue golem artifact creature token. Activate only if Master's Manufactory or another artifact enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Then we have Poetic Ingenuity. It is 2 colorless and 1 red. It's an enchantment. Whenever 1 or more dinosaurs you control attack, create that many treasure tokens. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Defossilize. We've had that one, but this one's a foil defossilize.
Cool.
I don't think the other one was a foil.
No.
And then we have a fungus. That's a pretty cool looking fungus. This creature can't block.
All right. Last one for this side.
Da-da-da-da!
I don't think we've... Oh, I think we have this one for an art card already.
Yeah, I think that's the one I just did. Yep.
Yeah, Osier Patic Deepest Epoch.
You didn't just get a gold foil signature then?
No.
Oh, it's just, okay. I don't feel so bad.
Oh, so I think we have them all now. We have a plains. So... Armored Kincaller, we've already gone through. Cavern Stomper. Done that one? No, I don't think so. 4 colorless, 2 green. It's a creature dinosaur. When Cavern Stomper enters the battlefield, scry 2. Pay 3 colorless, 1 green. Cavern Stomper can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less this turn, and it's a 7/7. Seismic Monstrosaur.
Let's see. Oh, okay. I think I was thinking of something else.
It's a 4 colorless and 2 red. It's a creature dinosaur. It has trample. Pay 2 colorless, 1 red. Sacrifice a land and draw a card. Mountain Cycling 2. I think we got this in the pre-release one. So that's the one. Like I said, I don't like sacrificing lands, but because I sometimes suck at pulling lands. Might of the Ancestors. 2 colorless, 1 white. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance until end of turn. Kutzil Malamet Exemplar. It has 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 white. It's a legendary creature, a cat warrior. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It's a 3/3. Malamet War Scribe. It has 3 colorless, 2 white. It's a creature, cat warrior. When Malamet War Scribe enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn, and it's a 4/3. Helping Hand. It's 1 white. It's a sorcerer. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
Let's go with your little pup dog carrying the arm.
There you go. Lodestone Needle. I think we actually already have looked at that one too. Yeah, Guidestone Compass is the other one. Rampaging Ceratops. That's a neat looking card. It's a 4 colorless, 1 red. It's a creature and it's a dinosaur. And it's a rampaging Ceratops. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures.
Oh, that's cool.
3 or more. And it's a 5/4. Yeah, that's actually...
That's pretty cool. I always like the Triceratopses. Is that one the Triceratops or?
I think...
Yeah.
Yeah. A Bulo Ancestral Echo. Legendary creature. It's a spirit. It's cost 1 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue. It has flying and ward 2. And then you can pay 1 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue. And you exile another target creature or artifact you control. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And it's a 2/2. Oh, and then we got Dig Site Conservator. We already got that from the pre-release one. And then we have a fungus. And I don't think we got any of the Jurassic World cards in this one bundle. Kind of hoping for it, so let's see what you get for your last one. All right, so that was our bundle of boxes that we had bought for this set. Who knows, we'll probably be buying more of these as we go on because I like buying cards and I like opening cards. Plus I like the foil lands because I like to swap them out in my decks from the basic to the foil basics. But if you like, follow our channel. We are just starting out here. So we are going to be posting up some upcoming games soon that we do with our kids. Because we do play Magic as a family. We are from a small community, so there's not a whole lot of places to go or people that do it. But we're going to show that pre-cons and family time can be just as fun as any other Magic game. So thanks for watching.
Last but not least, I was fiddling around and I came across this one in the bundle box. It's kind of cool because you just says flip to continue your descent. So you keep flipping and it's like you're sliding down the rope. Anyways, I'll stop fiddling. Okay, so up here for the art card, we have this one here. Not really sure what's going on in this picture. It looks cool, but I don't know if that's a plant or a fungus.
Oh, this is the back.
It is the Myco Tyrant.
Oh.
Chase Stone. Continuing on, we've got the Island Basic Land. We have a Panicked Altisaur. It is 4 colorless and 1 red. It's a dinosaur creature with reach. And when you tap him, he deals 2 damage to each opponent. It's a 4/5. Continuing on, we will see a Armored Kincaller. It's a creature dinosaur.
We've had another one.
Do we have that one?
Yeah. I think but twice or 3 times now.
I guess you can get them. His armor looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Caverns Stomper.
I just got that one.
That was a colorful one you had, right? Then we also, moving on, are going to see a Seismic Monstrosaur, which I think you had.
I just got, yeah. What, do we get the exact same boosters pack or what?
Maybe a Scythe Claw Raptor. Have you had that one?
Nope.
No? Okay. This one, for a minute, I thought it had a basketball in its hand, but it's just its kind of feathered arm. It's a 2 colorless and 1 black dinosaur creature. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, Scythe Claw Raptor deals 4 damage to them. That's cool. It's a 4/3. Good for those blue colored decks. Belligerent Yearling. It's a 1 colorless, 1 red with trample. Dinosaur creature. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Belligerent Yearling's base power become equal to that creature's power until end of turn. Nice. That's not bad. It's a 3/2. Then we have a Thrashing Brontodon. 1 colorless, 2 green. It's a dinosaur creature with pay 1 colorless and sacrifice him, destroy target artifact or enchantment. It has 3/4. Poor Bronto Dawn. Earthshaker Dreadmaw.
Oh, nice.
It's a 4 colorless and 2 green. It's a dinosaur creature with trample. And when it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other dinosaur you control. It's a 6/6. Some of these are pretty powerful. Roaming Throne. It's 4 colorless.
Oh, look at that card, eh?
It's a artifact creature golem with ward 2. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Roaming Throne is the chosen type in addition to its other types. If a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time, and it's a 4/4. Then we have Tarian's Soul Cleaver.
Oh, no.
1 colorless. It's a legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature has vigilance, and whenever another artifact or creature is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on equipped creature. Equipped for 2. Then we have, well, this one's pretty cool looking. Magmatic Galleon. Have we had that one?
No.
It's a 3 colorless and 2 red. It's an artifact vehicle. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls. That'll help bring down some of those dinosaurs. When 1 or more creatures your opponents control are dealt excess non-combat damage, create a treasure token. Crew for 2.
The other thing is I'm never a big fan of vehicles.
I've never played them. I'd be lost, I think. And with that, the very last card is a vampire token creature with lifelink. 1/1.
Perfect.
Okay.